الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك محمد نبينا بنور هدينا محمد نبينا بنور هدينا.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has approved the extension of the pilgrims' registration deadline from 31st of March to the end of April 2018. A statement signed by the Assistant Director Media of the Commission, Hajia Fatima Mustafa Muhammad, urged intending pilgrims to take advantage of the grace period to register before the announcement of the 2018 Hajj package. The statement further disclosed that the Commission will use the grace period to conclude the process of announcing the 2018 Hajj fare, saying that the services to be provided by states will determine the Hajj fare for each state. The Hajj Commission urged officials across the country to mobilize intending pilgrims to register before the stipulated deadline, as no further extension will be granted thereafter. With the 2018 Hajj underway, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, says it has taken measures to make preparations for the exercise easy for tour operators in Nigeria and Saudi Arabia. Head of Tour Operators Unit at NAHCON, Alhaji Ali Dushuti, stated this in an interview.
Next item on the calendar of events is the deadline for the submission of details of accommodation to be used by licensed tour companies for their pilgrims during this 2018 Hajj in both Mecca and Medina. The Commission is requesting for these details for us to have access to this accommodation, to check the standard and see whether what they have secured for the intended pilgrims are in tandem with the requirements set by the Commission. For both Mecca and Medina, the licensed tour companies, they are complying with this. And the leadership of the Commission too, they are working on these details. They are doing the analysis, and the leadership is setting up an inspection team that will proceed to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to check the standard of this accommodation in both Mecca and Medina.
Alhaji Shuti urged the tour operators to adhere to the guidelines for operations. He also called on pilgrims registering with the tour operators to report any breach of contractual agreements to NAHCON. Adamawa State Government has pledged to construct a permanent and befitting Hajj camp for pilgrims in the state. Secretary to the state government, Dr. Umar Bindir, gave the assurance in Yola, the state capital, during an interactive session with stakeholders on 2018 Hajj. It was organized by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, in collaboration with Adamawa and Taraba state governments. He said, Adamawa state government will address and overcome all matters relating to land allocation for the construction of the Hajj camp. Dr. Bindir then tasked officials of the State Pilgrims Welfare Board to be selfless in order to ensure a hitch-free Hajj exercise.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, urged all intending pilgrims to seek knowledge on how to perform Hajj and Umrah in order to attain the desired results. To achieve this, NAHCON directs all the Pilgrims Welfare Boards and agencies as well as tour operators to organize enlightenment programs for all the intending pilgrims from date of payment to commencement of operations. It is your right to be educated on how to perform Hajj and Umrah. For more information, visit guide.nigeriahajcom.gov.ng or send an email to info@nigeriahajcom.gov.ng. This message is brought to you by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON.
لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة.
Some of the challenges that bedeviled Hajj operations in the past included long hours of waiting by pilgrims before they had their luggage screened at Jeddah Airport. This led to the late departure of flights back home. As a result of this, pilgrims spent days and sometimes weeks awaiting the arrival of their luggage at Hajj camps across the country. To address these and other challenges, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, introduced the pre-airport screening, which is carried out at points where pilgrims are lodged. This made possible timely airlift of pilgrims and reduced the hardship they faced at Jeddah Airport. The Commission does this through its different committees and stakeholders, which include, among others, NAHCON Inspectorate and Compliance Unit, Committee on Hand Luggage, Committee on Check-in Luggage, Committee on Excess Luggage. Others are State Pilgrims Welfare Boards, officials of aviation industry, and security agents.
They go to residences of pilgrims before the departure on the return journey to Nigeria to ensure that at the time of departure to airport, the hand luggage rules are followed. They also make sure that 32 kg baggage are not exceeded. There are certain objects like knives or anything that can be used as a tool or as a weapon are not also allowed on board. These committees also ensure that such substances are not allowed to be part of the luggage that would enter into aircraft.
To ensure full compliance with the approved 32 kilogram and 8 kilogram hand luggage, State Pilgrims Welfare Boards are encouraged to provide weighing machines for use by pilgrims at their various places of abode during the homebound journey.
States also provide weighing scales at the residences of the pilgrims so that the pilgrims can, at the time of making their luggage, be checking the weight of their of such luggages to ensure that they do not exceed what is expected. And besides, they are always there to also ensure that certain prohibited goods and substances are not allowed on board. For example, passengers are not allowed to carry liquids like Zamzam water or combustible materials or inflammable materials that can cause or that can aggravate situations of fire outbreak, and that there are other substances that are also likely to bring such disasters like aerosols and what have you.
Furthermore, NAHCON officials and board members go around residences where pilgrims are accommodated to educate them on the need to comply with the approved luggage weight.
Please don't carry any bag that contains over 32 kg. The maximum given to us is 32 kg. And for the hand luggage, it should not exceed 8 kg.
The person who is bringing what we call hand luggage is being informed from time to time through different media, using television, radio, and what have you, and are also informed at their beta exercises, that is before they embark on their travel to Saudi Arabia. And even while they are in Saudi Arabia, they are told that hand luggage should not exceed 8 kilograms in weight and should not contain prohibited materials and substances that are normally not allowed on board flights. And they are also told the luggages, hand luggage, should not be more than one piece per person.
NAHCON also collaborates with air carriers on how to handle pilgrims' excess luggage.
Excess luggage, which are outside these two categories, that are collected by accredited cargo companies or airlines from the pilgrim to the final destination to be handed over to the person who gave it out. These luggages are received directly by the cargo freight companies or the airlines, as the case may be, and then receipts or bills of lading are issued as proof or evidence of having collected such luggage and collected appropriate payment for its air freight and delivery. And then it is actually the person who is the owner of the luggage that pays for the delivery, for the airlift and delivery of the luggage, according to the weight and nature of the excess luggage in question.
Providing pilgrims with quality bags and suitcases at affordable rates is another measure taken by NAHCON to further manage pilgrims' luggage. With the reform introduced by NAHCON, cases of missing luggage are now a thing of the past. Added to this, pilgrims now collect their luggage on arrival at Nigerian airports, as the luggage are either conveyed on the same flight or taken to designated points of delivery ahead of the arrival of the pilgrims.
Pilgrims, of course, are told when to bring their luggage for weighing, and that when they come, they are given tag numbers with which to retrieve their luggage. And the airlines, of course, are responsible people used to their own activity, which is part of their own operational standards. They will carry them together, put them in the same vehicle, pass them through the same channel, and put them on board the aircraft. And then when they land, they put them out and give the pilgrims the opportunity to come and retrieve their baggage. One is not expected to carry the baggage of another person, because you should present that tag which shows the number that must agree with the tag number on the baggage before you are allowed to carry it.
Carrying luggage beyond the approved weight is usually a source of embarrassment to pilgrims or results in an unbudgeted expenses.
Where it exceeds 32 kilograms, you are not even expected to bring it for travel, in this case, even though you have had about payment of excess luggage. So the excess of that 32 luggage should not accompany the 32 luggage we are talking about. It should be removed and processed differently. And that is the portion of it that you now take, or the passenger or the pilgrim would now take to a cargo company, where it would be, the weight would be taken and the appropriate cost would be charged, and then evidence of payment given to him, and evidence of ownership of the luggage is given to him in a form of a tag, a tag number, with which he presents to collect the baggage or retrieve the baggage at its destination.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, urged all intending pilgrims to seek knowledge on how to perform Hajj and Umrah in order to attain the desired results. To achieve this, NAHCON directs all the pilgrims' welfare boards and agencies, as well as tour operators, to organize enlightenment programs for all the intending pilgrims from date of payment to commencement of operations. It is your right to be educated on how to perform Hajj and Umrah. For more information, visit guide.nigeriahajcom.gov.ng or send an email to info@nigeriahajcom.gov.ng. This message is brought to you by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON.
محمد نبينا بنور هدينا اللهم لبيك لبيك.
Staying on the plains of Arafah on the 9th of Zulhijjah is one of the 4 pillars of Hajj. The others are Ihram, Tawaf, and Sa'i. How important is the Arafah in Hajj? What acts of worship are pilgrims expected to perform while on the Arafah? Answers to these and other questions will form the focus of Hajj Talk tonight. Malam Omar Muhammad is our guide.
Is one of the arkan of Hajj. In fact, it's the biggest. One of the, like you build a house, you put 4 pillars. If you remove 3 and leave 1, what will happen with that house? So we can even give Arafat 3 pillars, of the arkan of Hajj. It's one of the arkan of Hajj and is the biggest rukun of Hajj. So you should not, a Hajj should not ever and ever and ever try, and miss Hajj. Miss Arafah during Hajj.
What time of the day should pilgrims set out for Arafah on the 9th of Zulhijjah?
Around noon, you attend khutbah. After attending khutbah, you pray Zuhur and Asr. Then you continue supplicating in Arafah and dua up to sunset. The most important time in the day of Arafah is after Asr, between Asr and sunset. It's very, very important also. That time you should supplicate and supplicate and supplicate. Say all your needs there.
The Islamic scholar says pilgrims are allowed to stay anywhere so long as it is within the circumference of Arafah.
Because of the number and the large crowd and people that are, used to come for the Hajj, so it's like a congregation in the mosque. If there is space inside mosque and you pray outside mosque, automatically you don't have salah. So, but if the rows started from, if the mosque is full, which, the salah used to start from first row, second row, third row, up to the end, and the mosque got full, for example, so whomever come, or the people that come next, they should start their own row outside the mosque.
How should pilgrims conduct themselves when the Imam is giving the sermon?
Don't talk. Even if Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will say to us in Jumu'ah prayer, if man qala, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, man qala li sahibihi ansit yawmul Jumu'ah wal imam yakhtub faqad laga. أو إذا قلت لصاحبك أنصت يوم الجمعة والإمام يخطب فقد لغيت, in the riwayah of Abu Huraira and so on, كما قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. If you talk just by saying you had someone talking, then you say to him, keep quiet, you have spoiled the reward of your Jum'ah. So Arafah is millions and millions, the virtue of Arafah is bigger than whatever one would even describe. So, which means is more, recommended, and is compulsory for everybody to keep quiet, listen attentively to the khutbah.
What are the supplications recommended by Islam and the benefits associated with them?
Advisable or important dua that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked us to do is the dua that he did, and he said, this dua I do it, and the prophets before me did it. That is La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulku lahul hamdu huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. This is one of the dua that one's supposed to be reciting in the day of Arafah. And one can also do other dua.
Imam Umar further says pilgrims can make supplications in their mother tongue.
So you ask Allah and supplicate in your language, because by the time if you said everybody must supplicate in Arabic language, which means in the other countries that are not Arabs, which are almost 80% of the pilgrims there, which means they will not supplicate. You understand? So that is why it is allowed in Islam to supplicate in any language.
The Imam sheds more light on other acts of worship while on the Arafah.
Even if you want to do other things, you should first of all do what Prophet Muhammad asked you to do, or the way he did his own, do it the way he did his own, and then you can introduce other things that you want to introduce. Any good deeds, reciting Quran, sadaqah, trying not to even harm someone, and helping some people. Like in Arafah, you see some people pouring water on. All these are good deeds. If you have something eatable and you find out some people are hungry, you give them. All these things are also good deeds. Any good deeds that you know that is good deeds, you do it.
What is the status of a pilgrim's Hajj who misses the standing at Arafah?
For example, if you miss Arafah with a big darura, maybe the person is very sick, or something happened to him that he was not able to go for the Arafah. Even though some of the scholars said that he don't have Hajj. The Hajj has spoiled completely. You understand? He has to come again another year and do it. May Allah have mercy on him. And this is the 90% or more of the scholars. This is what they said. And of course, it's unfortunate. We will just pray, may Allah protect us from such thing.
Imam Umar Muhammad advises pilgrims to make good use of the Arafah day in order to earn more rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد